Hello everyone, welcome back to Crash with Ash. I'm Ash, your host, and well, it's not really a talk show, is it? But it is a talk show because I'm the one who's doing the talking. That's a lot of self-arrogance. Now, the past weekend gone by is Australia Day. I hope you all had a wonderful time with your friends, family, or just having a day off work. Because essentially that's what it is, isn't it? Bunch of people wanting a day off work to celebrate the nation that is Australia. And that's essentially Australia Day in a nutshell. But my Australia Day went a little differently. As you see here on screen, it seems to be a more, well, the graphics are really good. And, well, there's vehicles as well. I got offered to come to a private military collection just in South Gippsland and was approached by a member who works there, Sir Cal, and he said, hey, I need volunteers for 4 hours. In exchange for those said 4 hours, we got to talk to a bunch of people as a part of volunteering, and we also got a free tank ride. And that's when the dollar signs really hit the door for me. It was like, good heavens, I'm able to go and get a tank ride, or in this case an APC ride, but we'll get back to that a little bit later. So the collection holds a numerous amount of vehicles, including this on screen right now, a Saracen armoured car. Let me read off the list here. There is a Centurion, a Brent gun carrier, an Alva Striker, M3 half-track, a T117 E1 Staghound armoured car, an FV432 armoured personnel carrier, a M113 armoured personnel carrier, and a 40mm Bofors, and I'm sure there's lots more. But we're going to start off with that M3 half-track, possibly one of the strangest variants that they have in the collection, because it's supposed to have this. If you didn't get the memo, that is a 90mm gun that is supposed to be attached to the front with a gun shield, which is actually a field modification that the French came up with, that this vehicle then went on to serve with the Israelis, only to find its way to Australia. Anyway, take it away, Calculus.
Directly into tractor. They are what propels the vehicle. The weight of the engine keeps the wheels on the ground, so that's how you turn. This isn't the steering mechanism, the wheels are. So it acts a bit like a bit of a truck.
There's a bit of a truck just with tracks performance.
Yes, exactly. On there is just a basic machine gun mount. So it's people can hop in all the vehicles. In here there would be an armoured kind of
shield
housing, shield area, but of course the gun's so big they just had to remove it.
So it's an Israeli modification.
Yep.
And that's obviously
French modification, and some the Israelis put some stuff. Israeli modification. These numbers here, I always explain them. These are Israeli modification because, of course, in the desert and when the tank gets destroyed, all the paint gets burnt off, so therefore all the identification gets burnt off. So these numbers are the vehicle's numbers, so that's how you can record this thing. There's only 6 of these with a 90mm smoothbore Dapper gun, French gun, and this has a couple of confirmed tank kills, Syrian tanks in the 6-day war. So it's a very rare vehicle. 90mm smoothbore Dapper and a French one. Right.
Because I was looking at that and thinking 50 cans destroyed by a Syrian tank.
this isn't War Thunder.
Yeah, just make sure you just say that that's just on there temporarily.
And that's essentially the M3 90mm motor gun carriage, with a V8 engine, mind you. The next vehicle that I was really intrigued by was the Centurion. As it sat on the hill here, intimidating, looking down the road, I found it very gracious and elegant.
This is your this is where you load and throw out the ammunition, this hatch here.
Yep.
Because you've got stowage bins everywhere. Your spotlight.
And the where the spent shell casings go for the main gun? Do they go on the back turret? On the back of the basket there?
They get thrown out.
Really? The thing that I get the most is the size comparison between what you're used to playing in an online game compared to the actual vehicle IRL. It's something about its size, its presence, and the way it just sits there looking like it's ready to leap into action. But from all angles, I looked at this wonderful Centurion and just thought it was an absolute masterpiece. I have no idea why. Is it a combination of every wet man's dream with an aviation engine combined with that of a tank that can run over cars? Oh wait, yeah, I guess so. Now, let's jump inside the bloody tank.
If you don't see something and I do, I can take over control. Okay. The commander's cupola turns around.
Is this movable? This one?
When the electricity's on.
Right.
So you actually have a donkey engine somewhere in there. So that provides basic electricity to the tank when the engine's not running.
Basically an APU,
Yep.
an auxiliary power unit.
Indeed, it's a Morris. It's actually a Morris engine out of a Morris Minor. It's that small. So you've got your commander's periscopes here. Of course, you've got periscopes which would all be hanging around here. We just haven't got them. Of course, switches, fuses, extra ammunition everywhere, especially behind you. So you've got an infantry's worth or the platoon's worth of weapons and machine guns and pistols in here, just in case you get knocked out. You basically become a glorified
Pillbox.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough.
Right, so what else? Coaxial machine gun, I presume you can see where that is. Yeah, this thing needs a clean.
It's alright. That's with the coax.
Yep.
So what was that, 7.7 something or other?
7.62, and then when it's with the 105, it'll have the 50 cal for the ranging.
Yep.
The Hessian high explosive. As you can see, we've welded up the gun breech just because New South Wales gun laws prohibit these, but in Victoria it's larger than 25 mils. It's got no commercially available ammunition. You've probably heard this before.
Yeah, you can have it, yeah. So this was purchased from New South Wales?
Yep. So we're slowly getting rid of that, so we're going to be firing gunpowder out the barrel.
Okay, good. It's going to take a lot of work because you've got to rebore the gun, realign it, make sure everything's in...
And fill up the hole in the barrel.
Yeah, I saw. I think I really want a Centurion, but I do know someone who owns one. Let's now roll up with some finishing thoughts and my experience for the day.
Can't hit it as hard. Daniel, get out of there!
So, this is me aboard a M113 armoured personnel carrier. Now, this isn't the first time I've been on one of these machines, but I thought I'd leave a bit of silence in there so you'd get a feel for the experience. Of course, without the wind in your face, the heat of the engine in your face, and of course the uncomfortable ride. But I think you get the idea. Biggest thing for me was actually fitting inside of the vehicle, which is another story for another day. On top of that, my experience from this is I need to get myself a gimbal of some kind. I have the shakiest handheld camera-ness in the world. Mind you, I don't vlog very much. Also, don't delete your video project files and spend 40 hours working on this particular video and then realise, oh, I've just deleted it. making all that hard work and editing and sound effects just go down the drain. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to Sir Cal for basically talking for most of this particular video. Not very knowledgeable on tanks, more so on aircraft. Anyway guys, thanks to all my Patreon supporters who support the channel. My name's Ash, and I'll catch you in the next one.